Hello! It is another week again. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the tavern. Or, well, the campfire. Those main things are really our background or hangout place. But we are back again with Oceaniz and the ecology of the monsters. I'm just knocking these down. Always a fucking pleasure to watch these. So, oh, this one is more recent. Hold on. Is it? Okay, I might be tripping. I've been watching like popular MMOs, like his MMOs videos, and his videos. Like I got used to his videos saying like 10 years ago and whatnot. You know, crazy. Anyway, this is actually never mind. This isn't old or anything. I mean, 2 years ago is plenty of time. What the fuck is the dog? What? Anyway, Jesus Christ! Like, oh, we got distracted. I hope you guys are well. I have been seeing your comments, and thank you so much for some of you guys actually answering my questions, like with Armando and his and multiple people answering like the red Kezu question. And the main answer and main thing about it is they're just not. They're just really at the bottom of the food chain. There's no scales. You barely have any armor. You have some skin like leathery texture to your skin, but like that's it. So to another flying wyvern, let's say with scales, you are just a walking bag of McDonald's basically. So that is unfortunate. I can see now why, because um the Kezu that are in the cage don't have to deal with that. So that's fair enough, right? But today, we are reviewing Oceanus' video on the Diablos and Monoblos and their ecology. I can't wait. I will say though, the Diablos and Monoblos fine. I hear about this guy a lot in lore, right? Especially like with the first Monster Hunter guy. But the Diablos, I hear a lot about this guy when you start mentioning deviants. Yo, did you hear about the Bloodbath Diablos, this and that? Oh my god. And then, people are going crazy over it. And hey, I'm not hating or anything. I can see why bro is very hyped. I've seen one of the Discord server members, like, they streamed it to me one time. And, well, not streamed it to me, basically hung out on the server. Come join the server, Discord's open. I hang around sometimes there, like when I'm not busy and have free time. But I will say, I can understand why hunters have befallen to bro. Anyhow, let's get into this. Is the volume okay? Can you guys hear? Let's check. Hold on. Hold on. Oh wow! Oh my god! This is a different video. Well, no shit. Yes, yes, ephemerals. Wow. No, I mean like this is like a different, like the vibe. You get me. The feel is different. Like with the last video, we got like a bunch of volcanoes and shit.
The world is ever changing.
Crazy.
Our environments are prone to variation and
What's that?
transformation.
That's a flower.
As such, it is only natural to look for the few constants that remain. Nature is upheld by a few such pillars, aspects of existence that reappear and remain time. Hunger, camaraderie, competition, family. Values that stand as silent obelisks.
Did I just yap while muted? Oh my god! Oh my god. Um, let me just reiterate what I said. Armando at one point said, it's a little. He found it a little funny how I can't tell like footage of real like unless you're showing actual animals, right? If you're showing me landscapes and the camera is like kind of far, it is. I'm sorry, it's really hard for me to tell like if it's real nature or not. Because wilds, like initially when I first started like with the Monster Hunter stuff, right? I discovered wilds, right? and it had this like we started off with an Oceaniz video, and I was like, oh my god, what are these cool, interesting monsters? It really caught my interest because all of these monsters look weird, right? And mainly it wasn't even in the content I usually did. I just got curious. I was like, whoa, what is this, right? It was this crazy world. Like I was like, okay, I've been hearing about Monster Hunter like over my lifetime, but I've never taken interest in it, right? But I was like, I got curious at one point. I was like, what? But the landscape and stuff they showed me, it's a lot. It's a lot. The landscapes look amazing, and people will know what I'm saying because, like, obviously, people have seen Worlds and Wilds. I'm sorry, the graphics are insane, right? It's crazy how far we've gotten with like modern games and such, especially with Wilds. But like even on Worlds, the landscape look, oh my god, it's peak. It's peak. So if of course for me, it's hard to tell like if a shot of like a mountain is like far, and then it's like on a real life, like an actual real life mountain. I'm like, did they take this in in Monster Hunter? Because I don't know. It's confusing, bro. Anyhow,
Immutable rule
God, oh my God, I didn't mean to yap for like fucking. I just yapped for like a straight 2 minutes. Muted.
of nature.
Sorry, we're just at the
One
intro.
such obelisk, however, has a tendency to be less silent, a tendency of making itself known wherever it appears. Violence, ceaseless violence,
Can hear that
and the
intro.
warriors that embody it.
Oh my god, this intro is so peak. I'm sorry, over the time we watched this stuff, it's really caught up to me. Oh man. I know you hear me say that in every episode, but really, really. Desert Warriors, oh my god. Holy. Alright.
Not all environments
We're really going for a more melodic theme this episode, huh? This is really cool.
are created equal.
Yeah.
While we have a tendency to simply separate the world into a binary, civilized settlements versus the wild frontier, it is a false one.
It's never that
That
simple.
other space, the wilderness, is far from homogeneous. The tender grasslands and their inhabitants may as well live on a different planet than the ruffians that prowl volcanic mountains. So different are their lives.
Yeah.
Every biome is unique, and every ecosystem produces its own unique conditions and resulting survival strategies.
Yep.
One biome
Cool, right?
known to stand out is the desert. Infamously harsh, these arid wastelands
really.
produce some of the toughest warriors known to the guild. Only natural, when resources are scarce and competition is fierce. On the world as it has been
I will say it is kind of natural for like the desert to do that type of shit in where the inhabitants will be like much hardier than usual, right? Even like what are they called? I really like these well, quote unquote spiders. They're not spiders, right? But I think they're called solifuge. Is that what they're called? The little, they are arachnids, but they're not. They're not spiders. They actually use like a different breathing system and everything. That's why they can like run for a prolonged amount of time and run really. You get the idea. But like yeah, some because like, of like the harsh conditions like in the desert, it's dry. There's just sand everywhere. There's not really that much water, unless perhaps when it's raining, right? If ever, if ever. But like it's dry, and it's also on top of that, it's also hot. And from what I've heard, like I've never been to a desert, right? From what I've heard, like painfully cold when it's nighttime. Yeah, so it's not really it's not really surprising when you hear stuff about like creatures in the desert being like becoming more hardy and well, and by hardy I mean like they're a little more resilient than what your typical rainforest dwelling whatever would be, right?
been mapped so
But then
far.
again, different
There
habitats.
are two major deserts that have been discovered:
Yeah.
the peninsular desert of Sekumea and the
Okay.
wildspire waste of the New World.
Oh,
A smaller
Wildspire
desert
Ways.
area
Yeah, I've
can
been
also
there.
be found near Valhabar. While they may seem superficially similar, they all maintain their own unique ecosystems, with many species and behaviors being only found in each desert.
Huh.
But even in this variation, there is one constant. While the minutiae of the food chain may vary, the throne at the top is always filled by a certain family of flying wyverns,
Oh boy.
powerful monsters who stand at the zenith of desert life. The Bloss. Classified under the superfamily Cornucrania,
Bloss.
Bloss are
Bloss.
horn wyvern that live exclusively in deserts.
Yeah.
They are
yeah,
reclusive and quite rare. A blessing for everyone, as the Bloss are both incredibly powerful and relentlessly aggressive. Despite this temperament, they are actually herbivorous and do not hunt for prey.
Are you serious? What? What? See, this is like when people told me I didn't mention it before, but when people told me the Baroth was a fucking like insectivore, I'm like, are we like what? Why? Why? The Gyratotus is like sitting there looking all Piscean and whatever the fuck, if that's even a word. Like, can't we eat that? Ingest? Like, I don't know. I suppose it would make sense. It's like a thing you can eat regularly, I suppose. Like it being being an insectivore is kind of insane. Like, when you think about size and like even if the insects in there are like kind of modified and larger, I suppose. I mean, okay. I mean, I suppose they'd be providing a lot of protein as well. I've heard about this stuff. Like, I don't know if it's actually real. Probably is. But like, there's one a thing called like grasshopper protein bars. It's a little wicked, but if that's the case, okay, I get it. I suppose.
Rather, they attack out of territorial
Holy shit!
instincts, tolerating no
Goodbye,
intruders
Anjanath.
in their
Oh my
domains, which can
god!
span huge areas. In fact, this need for
Holy
large
shit!
territories is probably the reason why Bloss are fairly rare. They generally cannot coexist near each other. There are two known
Huh.
genuses in the Bloss family. The first
Just
one
two, huh?
is the Monoblos, a very elusive
I'm really weirded out. Why is there only two? Usually you'd see main species, subspecies from other regions, this and that. Like with like tiny little variations, like with the old world raptors. Right? You had these original species and a bunch of subspecies that followed along it. Like, but then again, Diablos and Monoblos don't seem to be in any other region other than desert. You know. But you're a flying wyvern though. Why not migrate? Wait, that's a fair question, right? If you're a flying wyvern, why not migrate somewhere else? Are they not smart enough for that? Like long term thinking of if not swim, if I fly away far enough in this direction, I'll get to somewhere. Hmm.
wyvern with some significant historical relevance to the guild.
Oh yeah.
This brown-shelled beast is easily identifiable by its large ossified frill, its sharp beak, and its singular nasal horn.
Very big horn,
The
by the way.
Monoblos' tail, as well as its frill, are covered in various spikes and horns that further
My God.
add to its fierce appearance.
Dude, I'm sorry. If you're fighting a Monoblos, you better hope whatever armor piece you got on holds up. Because getting stabbed by that horn does not look fun.
They are considered quite rare,
Seriously, man.
and thus very little is known about their lives.
Jesus Christ.
Some observations have, however, been made through the efforts of the scholars of the guild.
Okay.
Monoblos spend much of their time patrolling their territory by burrowing underground. Like all species of Bloss, Monoblos are flying wyvern in name only. Their bodies are much too heavy to fly for extended periods, and they have only rarely been sighted hovering for brief periods of time. So the wing claws are modified into sharp digging tools, which allow for
Huh.
swift movement under and through the sand. The massive horn also helps in pushing that sand to the side. A monobloss schedule is equally divided between safeguarding its territory and feeding on the bloss' favorite food source,
Okay.
desert cactus.
Wow, alright.
Monobloss territories will often be selected purely based on the number and
I'll be sorry with you. I don't know how you lot are ingesting that. But then again, camels do eat cactuses, right? Like these like flat ones as well. But like, don't they have spines on them? That's literally what a cactus does, right? Like, even if perhaps this flat one just like has less. l- you know?
quality of cactus patches in the area, and the wyvern defends
Fair
those
enough.
patches ferociously. Should
Fair
a
enough.
monobloss encounter an intruder, be they wyvern or human, it will not hesitate to attack immediately.
Oh god.
The Bloss family does not produce any kind of breath attack or elemental substance like
That's
many
strange.
other wyverns do.
fair
Instead,
enough.
they fight using their size, strength, and command of the terrain. A monobloss will enter the fray with one goal: skewer its opponent with its massive horn. A monobloss
Yeah.
horn is among the toughest materials found in nature, its crimson hues often hidden by a strata of hardened sand. The monobloss will swing and stab with its horn, knowing that a single hit from it will neutralize most targets.
Yep. Yeah.
Of course,
I
a
said
tail
it.
swipe or two for good measure are also included. But the monobloss' most dangerous ability is its
I told you guys, bro. Getting hit by that would be I almost said delicious. Okay, I was scrolling through a bunch of words. It would be nasty, bro. God. You get fucking gored by this huge horn.
speed. Despite
Oh
its
my.
massive body, it can both run and burrow at high speeds, able
Ridiculous.
to charge and dive at target's horn first, increasing the deadliness of its already ferocious body. They are especially
It reminds me of Mimir when he got used for that realm door. Kratos! Throw me at him! Horns fast!
adept at attacking from below, using their excellent hearing to navigate through the sand
Oh, the hermit are... What's here? Oh my god.
ground before lunging out from below.
Oh, there's an
target.
oasis, I guess, bro.
Another weapon that the monobloss shares with other genuses in the Bloss family is its voice. The
Really?
screams of a monobloss are ear-piercingly loud and have
Oh,
on occasion
fuck.
caused actual physical damage and ruptures
Holy
to creatures
shit.
standing too close to it. As the battle intensifies, the heart of the monobloss, one of the most valuable monster materials in existence,
Really?
accelerates, causing blood to flow more violently. Once this happens, the monobloss frill lights up with a red pattern, serving as a final warning to any intruders.
Holy shit.
Leave now or perish. This pattern seems to also influence mating behavior, interestingly.
Huh.
While much of the
I suppose it
ecology
would.
of the monobloss is still uncertain, its history with the guild is well known throughout the lands. In the fog-woven days of the past, when monster hunting didn't exist yet as a true profession, a band of 5 heroes arose,
Yeah, this
traveling
one.
the old continent and slaying monsters that terrorized settlements. This party, led by a Wyverian wielding a sword and shield, is believed to have been the first adopters of monster hunting as a lifestyle. They brought hope
Crazy.
and salvation wherever they went to the terrorized population that lived under the fear of monsters.
Honestly, I'll be so real. Yes. Living as a monster hunter, if you can do it well and pass the first few tests and have the hang of yourself and you're still well and alive, honestly, it doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty fun. I might be masochistic for saying that. But like, you find a monster, you're all tired with your homeboys and your the home slice, and you come back home or come back to like, the headquarters and you guys eat a big meal together. That kind of sounds, it's a simple and fun lifestyle. Well, I say simple. Aside from the, occasional 18-ton monster that wants to skewer your body. Yeah. Well, for the higher ranks, I suppose.
And their travels eventually took them to the Shrade region. Here, on Mount Kokoto, they encountered a Monoblos that had been striking fear into the hearts of nearby towns. Thus, they faced it, and while they were brave
Insane.
and strong, the mighty Monoblos killed one of the 5,
Fuck.
the fiancé of the squad leader.
Yeah.
Defeated, the party ran away to lick their wounds, but the Wyverian leader, aggrieved from loss, ascended back up the mountain to face the Wyvern alone.
Proof of a hero, Tapestry
After
and
a battle
Kokoto.
that
My
some say
god.
took 40 days and nights,
Di-
the Monoblos
Oh my god! Wyverians is built different, bro. What the fuck?
was slain.
Gone.
And the Wyverian returned with the Crimson Horn triumphantly in hand.
Damn!
This Wyverian, from then on known as the hero of
Nah, that goes stupid.
Kokoto, laid the groundwork for many of the foundations of monster hunting. At the site of his battle, a village called Kokoto was formed, which has long since served as a hotbed for new and upcoming hunters. The loss of his love is honored in guild law by only allowing parties of maximum 4 hunters to embark together. The 5th member
there you go.
is surely fated to die, just like the hero's love.
I wouldn't say every time, but out of respect, I get it.
But most importantly, in honor
It's
of the
either,
hero's break,
from what I'm seeing, it's either 4 or like a bunch. Like I already got to the point where like it's Zora Magdaros, right? And yes, you guys will see that eventually. But those are a lot of hunters, bro. You got the whole guild team leader. You got the old man there, the chief guy.
bravery, Monoblos hunts are exclusively posted as solo missions, as hunters must slay the beast alone to prove themselves.
Just like he did.
A tradition known as the proof of a hero.
Oh!
This ritual is not as easy to fulfill, considering just how rare Monoblos are.
And aggressive.
They are solitary and only live in remote regions, so it is highly unlikely to ever encounter one. Even rarer than the commonly thought of brown Monoblos is the white Monoblos, which can be identified by its white shell. Next to nothing is known about this subspecies due to how rarely it's been sighted.
Yeah.
Beyond its white coloration,
we just got told, 3 times in the dialogue. The Monoblos is rare. It's solitary, so it's hard to find. The Monoblos is not regularly seen. Because, it's like huntsman spiders. You don't find them in clusters, you find one every once in a while, but because of their solitary hunter nature, it just so happens, they're not hard, they're not easy to just, you look at a corner in your wall or whatever, and then, this is a huntsman spider chilling there. No, the solitary hunters that they don't really build webs and whatnot. So, yeah. So we just got told it's ridiculously rare to even find one of these guys, right? And then obviously if you do accept the quest to slay one that's been spotted by the guild, and it's approved, and you're like, okay, you're going alone, right? But a white one is fucking crazy. If we're talking about a subspecies here, this would be extremely rare. Extremely. I don't even think you'd regularly see one in your lifetime. Because, well, again, we just got told the Monoblos is rare, the Monoblos is rare, the Monoblos is rare. And then he's a subspecies. Where, come on.
No obvious differences between it and the brown species have been observed.
Okay.
Some researchers have suggested that the pale shell allows the blood patterns on the frill to be more visible, which could have
Makes
implications for
sense.
territorial and mating behavior.
True. Yeah.
But
Actually,
until more sightings occur,
that's curious. Turning pale so you could have the markings more obvious. It's weird, but yeah, makes a bigger contrast than like brown and red.
little can be confirmed or said about the white Monoblos. The
Yeah.
other major genus of
Oh, we
Bloss
got a
is, by
cactus.
comparison, much more common. This
Really?
horn wyvern has a wide habitat, even appearing in the New World, and sightings of it happen somewhat regularly. This is the Diablos, the closest extant relative of the Monoblos. It can be easily
Dude, I saw one of these while I was expediting in the Wildspire Waste. I'm like we went past each other, and I was like, I'm not fighting that. Just not. We could fight it eventually. I mean, I don't have any clips or whatever of it, but hey, we could.
distinguished by a few prominent features. The Diablos shell is more sand-colored, its frill is smaller and more rounded,
Okay.
its tail ends in a club rather than spikes.
Weird. It's like a battle axe shaped club. Reminds you of the Ankylosaurus. Really cool dinosaur, man.
It has two protruding tusks, and, most importantly, instead of one long, thin nasal horn, the Diablos grows two massive, thick, curved horns above its eyes.
Crazy.
It's important to note that when the two Bloss genuses were first discovered, they were wrongly called subspecies of each other due to their
Really?
similarities.
Fair
While
enough.
many older guild texts still retain this wording, research has progressed since then, and it is no longer considered accurate. The Monoblos and Diablos are indeed closely related, but they are both part of their own bespoke genus, and not
Okay.
subspecies of each other. One
Yeah.
can easily see how that mistake would happen, though. In terms of lifestyle and behavior,
They're
the
almost
Diablos
practically
is
the
nearly
same.
identical to the Monoblos.
Yeah.
It, too, prowls territories centered
Oh
around
my god!
cactus patches.
This is where I saw it. This is bro. This is where I saw it. I think I was walking out of this right, and this was like the first time I've seen this little under cave here, and then I was walking back. I was like, oh, there's nothing really here. There's a few herbs I can pick up, right? I start leaving, and he just passes by me, and then burrows into the ground.
It also burrows underground using
Yeah,
its
yeah.
superior hearing, and it also primarily uses its horns for defense and offense. However, because Diablos are not nearly as rare and are seen much more often, their behaviors are much better understood.
Okay.
For example, the reclusive nature of Bloss species was generally considered a consequence of their high-strung territorial aggression. But
True.
research into the Diablos revealed a different explanation.
Huh. Okay.
Because of their excellent hearing, Diablos are actually quite vulnerable to loud sounds.
Really?
Even
Oh wow, a screamer pod would work on them, right?
Moderate volumes, such as shrieking birds and desert winds, might be somewhat painful to the sensitive ears of this giant wyvern.
Are you serious? Like actual just wind?
Thus, Diablos spend much of their time in burrows and underground caves away
Oh, you're weird. What the fuck? Like you're cool, but wow, is your hearing that sensitive, bro? That's actually absurd.
from
Wow.
loud sounds, only surfacing to eat and defend their domain.
Okay.
Eating is a surprisingly passionate affair for the Diablos. It
Yeah?
has been noted to be highly selective of the cactus
Wow.
patches it centers its territory around.
That means it has options, so you know he's eating good.
Once a suitable patch has been identified, the Diablos will hyperfixate on that one cactus, protecting and nurturing it with intense jealousy. The Diablos tusks serve to both puncture the skin of the cactus as well as dig up and move the soil under it, allowing the wyvern to monitor the health of its patch. Its favored cactus patch withering and dying is a highly traumatic event for the Diablos, and it has been
Oh,
observed
man.
that frustrated individuals will up and abandon its entire territory altogether if that happens. While it may sound
That
odd,
sucks.
it makes sense for the wyvern to have such an emotional bond to its plants. They are
Yeah, I mean, it's your food source. And plus, if they're picky about it, I don't think it's mainly about the food source. I think it's also because, well, if you're picky and you finally found something like worth your effort, you're gonna be like, oh my god, let's nurture this plant. Let's, I go check its health, and that's your food source, bro. And if something can satisfy your food source while also satisfying your picky nature, then yeah, of course you're gonna guard that with like intense hatred and jealousy. Fair enough. But for it to die is, yeah, I can see why that would be like uh quiet distressing for the Diablos.
its lifeline, as a Diablos gets both all of its nutrition and hydration exclusively from cacti.
That would be true. Yeah, cactus is really good at like retaining water, from what I've heard.
A Diablos will go and visit its patch up to 6 separate times a day, both to feed and to work on it. Just like the
Damn, they're
Monoblos,
gardeners.
the Diablos does not take kindly to intruders. Should it sense an unwanted guest with its hearing, it will immediately go to investigate and potentially attack. Its horns may be shorter than those of its cousin, but a rampaging Diablos is still more than capable of destroying its enemies with them. Between the thick horns and the heavy tail club, a Diablos can easily kill most creatures merely by swinging around either parts of its body.
True.
And of course, it too can burrow into the ground and then
hip
lunge
check.
out for additional deadly impact. One interesting observation is that Diablos found in the New World seem to be more aggressive than those on the Old World continent. Not even the Diablos' own kind is spared from their territorial aggression. While Diablos' territories may sometimes overlap slightly, it is extremely rare to see two individuals near
In
each
the
other.
same. Okay.
Should two Diablos meet, they will almost certainly engage in a territorial dispute, locking horns to see who will be able to topple the other.
Jesus
The
Christ.
winner gets to expand its territory.
Wow.
This behavior happens equally between males and females, and only changes slightly during the mating season. When ready for a mate, female Diablos will begin to darken, their shell gradually changing color as her heat
Holy.
intensifies.
Oh
This is
yeah.
the only
Black
time
Diablos.
Diablos will actively seek each other out. This truce, however, only lasts until the mating is complete. Once the female Diablos is sufficiently fertilized, she will
Are they gonna take the spider route with this one?
violently chase off her mate,
Oh my god.
returning to solitude to carry out her pregnancy.
Okay.
Soon after
I thought they were gonna take the spider route of, okay, you're my husband now, and okay, you are dinner now. You're my dinner. It's dinner time.
mating, the female Diablos shell will darken even further, turning her into a black Diablos.
Cool.
These pregnant wyvern were originally believed to be a subspecies
Yeah.
of Diablos, but they are just female Diablos whose shell is temporarily discolored
By
due
a
to
hormonal
reproductive
check.
hormones.
Okay, yeah.
At the time of its discovery, variance as a concept had not been suggested, but most scholars now agree that the Black Diablos should probably be reclassified as a variant, as she fits that definition much better.
Sure.
This amendment is still under review, however. Black Diablos are even more aggressive than regular individuals, as they now have to defend themselves as well as their unborn young. To do that, its hormonal flush tightens its muscles and temporarily increases the Diablo's strength many-fold.
Holy.
Black Diablos are much more agile and accurate with their charges, allowing them to dispatch enemies quickly.
Yeah, much more.
More
Takes a lot more energy to do that.
deviously, the heightened muscular control the female gains during this period allows for unusually precise fluctuations in movement speed, allowing the Black Diablos to alternate its timing and speed to confuse opponents.
Yikes.
A Black
Holy
Diablos is
shit.
thus a truly formidable opponent,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's even been observed fighting off the likes of Devil Joe.
Oh my god. I suppose at that point you could. Jesus Christ.
Its
Although I don't know what a Devil Joe would be doing in a desert of all things.
eponymous Dark Hide's purpose in this was long considered mysterious. Many researchers simply assumed it served as a threat display to minimize the risks to the fetus. And while that is probably still true, another function of the black shell has been discovered. Being dark, it absorbs more light, thus increasing the body temperature of the Diablos. This
Oh
seems to
my
facilitate the
god. Oh my god, of course. When something does happen, it happens for a reason, especially within an organism. It makes sense. Oh my god. It makes sense. Because I was like, okay, why is her shell black? Right? And we got an answer for it. It's due to like hormonal changes and stuff like that, like because of like um mating stuff essentially. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But we really did. I really did forgot. Not we, probably me. I really did forget to ask. Like, okay, why black? Like at least does it serve a function or like That's a really good point though, to absorb more heat because you're sort of incubating like eggs, wyvern eggs. Yeah, right.
chemical and hormonal processes that go into its pregnancy.
Insane.
So, the black shell
Very
seems to
fascinating.
serve as an additional heat intake for the female. This state is only temporary.
Of course,
Once
yeah.
the female gives birth and ensures her young's basic needs are met, she will return to her yellow sand-like color and abandon her young, which will then have to fend for itself.
Fair
Due
enough.
to their intense lifestyle, Diablos are seen as a sort of symbol of the violence inherent to the natural world. They are the desert storm that rampages without end. This symbolic status was further bolstered by a particular incident involving a particular type of Diablos.
Uh-oh.
It is said that long ago,
Uh-oh.
an unnamed desert kingdom was suddenly besieged by an unknown enemy. Villages within the kingdom's borders began to simply vanish, its people massacred, and its walls shattered to dust.
Oh.
Battalion after battalion,
Is that who I think it
army
is?
after army was sent after this enemy, and all were torn apart, squashed like bugs.
Oh
A
god.
single account
Here we
of the battle
go.
remains, describing a fight with a demon, a wyvern
Oh my
with many
God.
horns, whose every pore shot out billowing hot steam. While the kingdom fell shortly after, and the story became part of guild mythology, the unnamed enemy has since been theorized to have been a deviant Diablos, now
Dude.
named Bloodbath Diablos.
Ah, my
All
god.
deviants are immensely dangerous. Defined as extremely rare, abnormal
Christ.
individuals of otherwise well-known monster species, deviants stand out due to their sheer destructive power. The rare
Okay, wait. Let's read this real quick. I'll read this for you guys real quick. Deviants. Usually, abnormal individuals of known monster species are classified as variants. But in rare cases, the extreme power and danger of these anomalies warrants a separate name. Deviant. Okay. Deviants are as rare as they are destructive. Yeah? Born from unique, specific circumstances, deviants are immensely powerful and often much more aggressive than regular individuals. Sightings and one result in rapid guild mobilization, and only master hunters who have additionally received special permits are allowed to face a deviant. Fair enough. You're not gonna send a greenhorn after it. The guild has so far recorded 18 known deviants, known across 17 separate species. The conditions that create them are still mysterious. Oh my god, are still mysterious. Pictured a deviant male wrath, Regalis, the Red King Rathalos. Crazy, crazy.
Rare sightings of one generally lead to evacuation and widespread guild mobilization.
Yeah, look, listen, bro. When a monster's already like gigantic, right? Like actually insane, and usually monsters are. You already go, quite a bit of trouble on your hands. Send a few like non-greenhorn hunters after, send a few competent ones. I'm sorry, a deviant in of itself, in a nutshell, is like a monster of that species, but angry and sort of on steroids, and like either much bigger or whatever stronger they are. Yeah, like come on, that's not, like come on.
And only extremely high-ranking master hunters are ever granted permission to face one in combat.
Yeah, fair enough.
But even among this most dangerous of classifications, the Bloodbath Diablos stands on the apex, considered the most powerful and cataclysmic deviant of them all.
Really?
As much as a rumor of a Bloodbath Diablos being seen
Yeah,
is
we're
enough
out.
to send
We're out.
the entire guild into high alert.
Oh
A
god.
single Bloodbath Diablos could spell disaster. That is because of the specific way a Bloodbath Diablos is created. Every known deviant forms under unique conditions to that species, and the chances of one appearing are considered to be around 1 in a million.
Jesus.
In the Bloodbath Diablos,
It's like the unfortunate version, or like the opposite so like obviously unfortunate version of like a shiny Pokemon. Whereas if you got a shiny Pokemon, you're like, oh my god, I finally got it. Oh my god. With this one, you're like, oh, it's about Bloodbath Diablos. Signal the people. Evacuate. Mobilize the Master Hunters.
case, it develops
Jesus
when a
Christ.
young Diablos suffers the worst trauma its kind knows, losing a horn.
Oh god.
The
Okay.
Diablos horns are its most important body part, and losing one of them would be devastating for an adult.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
for a
sure.
juvenile, it is an even more stressful event. Moreover, young Diablos are often too small to lock horns with adults, so the only way for a juvenile to lose a horn is to have it broken off by a hunter.
Wow.
Should a hunter do this, and then fail to slay the juvenile,
Oh fuck.
they will regret it dearly. The juvenile will usually die soon after, as it can't compete with the others with only one horn.
Yep.
But sometimes, these broken Diablos survive, push themselves past their limits, propelled by one emotion: vengeful rage towards the humans that humiliated it.
Wow.
These survivors
That's kind of like wasp coded. Not the part where they're like vengefully enraged. Like okay, sure, maybe they are enraged, but they're more of like hateful. I'm talking about wasps, by the way. The wasps are a little more hateful than they are vengeful. I mean, you've done nothing to them unless like you fucked up their you know their colony or something. Well, these guys like I say wasp coded because they remember faces.
grow up to be many times more violent than their peers, a mix of their rage and their need to compensate for their missing horn.
Yeah.
Decades of violence and battle cause its body to morph. The horn regrows incorrectly as a mangle of spikes and curls. Its tail club becomes asymmetrical, and many of its armor shells enlarge. More notably, the constant fighting and killing douses parts of its body in a constant coat of blood and viscera, which dry and mix with the beast's shell into
Yep.
a deep blue coloration. A
Yikes.
never-ending violence, motivated by an intense hatred for humans. The
And
Bloodbath
also a really big need to like make up for something because you've lost something you needed.
Diablos is born. Because of this trauma, the Bloodbath Diablos is
Jesus
one
Christ.
of very few monsters that actively seeks out humans in order to kill them. That is why the guild takes supposed sightings of it so seriously.
Yep.
A Bloodbath Diablos is a nearly unstoppable force, its twisted horn and clubbed tail many times more destructive than those of a regular individual. The many battles it has won have given it ample combat experience, manifesting in cruel and cunning maneuvers, such as using a quick roar to stun a target before immediately
I know this.
Force. As the Bloodbath Diablos rage grows, its body changes.
Horrid.
Its mutated heart, empowered by many wrathful beats, accelerates faster and faster, pumping blood with such vigor that the beast's veins become visible through its shell. The Diablos go stronger and angrier in this state, using unusual attacks to decimate its foes. If there are any enemies left past this point, the Bloodbath Diablos will enrage even further.
Oh my god!
As its heartbeat races ever faster, the wyvern's body heats
Holy
up until
shit!
both its sweat and the fluids mixed into its shell begin evaporating into clouds of undulating steam.
Oh,
this is a
wow!
Diablos at its zenith, as now its deadly moves are accompanied by scorching steam explosions. In this state, the Bloodbath Diablos is a true disaster walker, and only 2 hunters are known to have survived this onslaught.
Survived.
And even they did not actually win the fight, merely
survived.
repelling the monster.
Keyword people, survived. not slain, felled, or whatever it may be. Defeated, won against, triumphed. No. Survived. Oh my god. Holy crap. That is ridiculous, man.
Few can rival the ferocity of the horned desert warriors.
Herbivores, by the way. That's the crazy part. Herbivores, by the way. Usually a devil Joe, like, okay, we can understand it's angry, it's pissed, and it's like that because, like, high metabolism. Other than that, it's well, because of the high metabolism, it's hungry. And other than that, like, okay, we can understand, like, a carnivore being a lot more aggressive, right? You know, it's gonna fight you to get its eats, so it'll specialize in fighting you or, like, anyone else. Fine. But, like, a Diablos really just needs to protect its territory. You know. But, like, the aggression is something I can see why it happens. But the amounts of it, they rival a Devil Joe's.
Their bodies are monuments, totems to the power and violence found in the natural world. But in their wild hearts, they also hold the mundane, the amicable, the emotional. Violent they may be, within them still dwells the multiplicity of any life, and the reminder that even in danger, there is beauty and fascination.
Yeah.
Next time on Monster Hunter Ecology.
Ooh, what's next?
In the gurgling swamp it lurks, the light
an
on
ogre?
its skull, a signal
Wait,
of
no.
disaster. As the venom engulfs those
Zinogre.
it stalks, the mire proclaims itself. Don't walk, don't run, don't bother.
Guy,
It has
Gypsros?
already seen you. It's already over.
It's over. Scourge of the Swamp. Oh my god.
Thank you all so much for
Dude, some of the titles he gives these, like...
watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Keep in mind, if you enjoy this kind of content, maybe subscribe, maybe like, comment, you know how YouTube works. I don't have...
Hey. You know how it works. Although, I do appreciate it, and I honestly, I'm starting to see the importance of, like, reminders, because if he didn't say that, listen, I would have just moved on. I would, like, did I like the video? Oh, yeah, yes, absolutely, right? But because I wasn't, if I'm not reminded, I realized, oh shit, I probably wouldn't have liked it, like, voluntarily, right? Just like out of, like, absent-mindedness. Anyhow, you know how it works. You do the same for me if you want to support me. But that will be it for today. This was fucking amazing. Also, the titles he gives some of these monsters, Scourge of the Swamp, is fucking insane. Really, up next is the Gypsaros. Oh my god. Oh, that would be really fun to watch too. Hold on, let me just copy the link so I can link this to you a lot later. Oh my, what is going on? Okay. Anyhow, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I certainly have. It was amazing. Honestly, I'm a bit more confused about this episode. You know, the whole herbivore thing and still being so aggressive, but I get it. Territorial, beings that they are, and I suppose the solitary hunter part as well, can just as easily, turn up your aggression valve where you need it to be like at an all-time high. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been a great video to watch. I didn't learn as much about the Diablos and Monoblos. Like, in terms of the white Monoblos, that is the first time I've seen that. Or, I don't know, I just haven't really, I either haven't heard of it mentioned a lot, because like, okay, when you look back at one of my videos, maybe I've heard about it, right? But like, it's so not mentioned that much that it just flew past my head recently. Like, just now. It's just flown past my head. Anyhow, if you guys want to support, same thing, go like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you want. I want to keep you guys notified of when I'm posting a video. But this is so fucking awkward, bro. Ephemerals, can you just whatever. See you guys in the next video. Please take care of yourselves. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye. That was so fucking awkward, bro. What the fuck? I told bye. I told you bye. Fuck.